Hey, are you like me? You're into data, you're kind of nerdy and geeky, but yet you love fantasy football and you're always trying to look for the upper hand. Well, I'm John, and I'd like to introduce you to my first pass at a fantasy football dashboard that I used using Power BI with my fantasy league that I was a commissioner of this year. This data comes out of ESPN that I pulled every week. This dashboard is updated through week 14 of this past 2024 year. This dashboard gives you a lot of information and a lot of what you need to track your team's performance, player trends, and hopefully give you a little bit more insights into dominating your league next year. Having said that, in this video, we're going to cover 5 things at a very high level. First one, what problem are we trying to solve? What am I trying to do here? Now, since this is an embedded report in a web page, we're going to go over how to view the report within your browser. Next thing we're going to go over, it's very high level. We're going to just give you a brief overview of the pages. Now, what you need to know is that each page will have a link to its own video that kind of goes into each page in a little bit more detail. If you're a Power BI nerd like me, then you'll appreciate maybe the next thing we'll cover, which is I'll just give you a high level overview of how I built this in the Power BI desktop. And then the last thing we're going to cover is why I'm telling you right now this is not a finished product and there's a lot of enhancements that could be made. So let's dig right in. Why am I doing this? What's the problem we're trying to solve? So the goal in all this was just to give me some greater insights into my team's performance, player performance, and trends. ESPN and Fantasy Pros, they have a lot of great information out there, a lot of good tools. I just wanted something a little bit deeper, and I think this was the perfect avenue. You know, how do you monitor your player performance, your team performance, player trends to maybe help you see how a player is going rather than just looking backwards at where they've been. These reports and dashboards, they're embedded in my website, strayinsights.com. See it on your screen right here. Now, if you're new to viewing reports in Power BI or even new to viewing them embedded in a web page, we're going to spend a minute. I'm just going to give you high level and kind of how to interact with it. First thing you need to do is you need to click on this guy right here, view interactive content. That's going to open up the report pages. Now it should always open up to the home page, which is kind of like a page selection that we've built. Now, before we get in, you can see right here, you've got these sliding arrows. This can zoom in or zoom out the report. So I like to have mine set at 70% just because it gives me a little outline. So let's go through these real quick. I'm going to go through these at a very high level. So let's start with just last week's recap. There's a couple ways to navigate between pages. The first, the obvious one, come up here to the home page. You can click which page you want to go to. It'll take you right to it. The other way is to click these arrows down here and you can just kind of scroll through the pages. So that's kind of it. Like I said, I was just going to go over this really high level, didn't want to take up too much time. So now that we cover the report and dashboard at about 40,000 feet, I want to give you about a 75,000 foot view at how this was built within Power BI desktop application. So now I'm in the Power BI desktop application. This is where this is all built. And I just kind of want to show you how some of the tables are put together. If you're new to Power BI or you've never seen behind the scenes of Power BI, you're probably wondering, what is this? Well, this is a table schema and it shows how all the different data tables are connected and how they interact with each other. Thank you for giving me a couple of minutes to go through at a high level the report pages and then a little peek under the hood at how all of this was built, how it all ties together. Let me get one thing straight real quick. This is not a finished product. There are numerous enhancements that can be made here. The biggest enhancement I want to make is how to automate this. Currently, I have to go into ESPN, export a lot of data, paste it in Excel, and then I refresh the Power BI. The second enhancement I would like is more insights and more trends to project where someone is going forward. So, for instance, now having said it's not a finished product, I still think it's a great tool to use to gain valuable insights into performance and trends to hopefully help you make better decisions in your optimal lineups, trades, maybe waiver wire pickups. Thank you guys for sitting with me while I just kind of covered all this at a high level. I hope you guys have fun digging into the pages. Don't forget, each page has its own YouTube video. Hopefully, it'll give you a little bit more explanation of that specific page. And if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for the future, please send me a note. I really want to hear them. I think we can make this a great tool going forward. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.